Good morning and welcome to this special edition of the Stahls TV morning show. Today we are having a fantasy print draft. Did anybody watch the Steelers last night? I have my friends here. I'm going to be talking to them for a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did watch the Steelers, but it's only preseason, so down here in Steeler country, we still remain hopeful. The fantasy print draft is something that we expect to be a lot of fun. So a lot of you probably get into a fantasy football draft and you understand the concept, where you're drafting players to put on a team that ultimately are going to deliver wins for your particular team and a good record overall. So today, we have a whole panel of us. I'd like to introduce some of my friends here. So we have Courtney Kibitza here with us, repping her Broncos t-shirt. Not sure what that's about, but it's glitter flakes, so we'll go with it. We have Nelson Jones, representing his Palamalu. We have Mike Koval, and then we have Bob Robinson, of course, myself, Josh Ellsworth, and Zach Ellsworth. We will be the players in this draft. So sort of like a fantasy football draft where you're trying to equip your team with the best players to win week to week, we are drafting for our mock businesses and trying to equip our businesses with the best way to win from week to week. So the idea here is that there are a set number of devices, sales channels, accessories on the board, and they can only be drafted once. So if you get left out without a particular sales channel, you're not able to get it in the context of this. So it's a little bit like being on a limited budget where you can only buy so much if we put ourselves in a decorator's shoes. But in this case, it's more like every item can only be picked once. So we have a variety of things on the board. Everybody received a printed out copy that they can research prior to our event. And we're going to do this sort of like a snake draft where everybody picks one. So we go around and there will be 5 rounds. And the idea here is we want to give you ideas on how to start your business, expand your business to really succeed. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and kick off the draft, and we'll be polling you towards the end to see what you think of our teams. And ladies first, so Courtney Kibitza with the first pick of our inaugural fantasy print draft.
All right, so for the first pick in the inaugural draft, I'm going to go with the Hydronics Fusion Heat Press. There are a lot of other technologies I think I'm going to need the heat press for. I don't want to go too big. I'm going to keep my budget pretty low, so I'm going with the Fusion, a middle of the road, so it's not overly expensive, but it's going to allow me to do everything I want to do in my business.
All right, that's the
first pick. It's the first pick of our customers traditionally when they're buying a heat press.
True
that
that.
makes sense.
yeah, the most popular one. So you stole my pick. I never saw that coming, to be honest. So I'm going to go with the big brother then. I'm going to step up, and this is what I consider the middle of the road, not the Cadillac, but still air-operated technology, so I don't have to use my arm as much. I think a heat press is very critical to a business. I'm going to go with the Hydronics Air Fusion heat press. Once again, for its versatility and accuracy, and I love what heat printing technology delivers, no doubt, so we'll talk about that more as I fill out my team. Bob, you have the third pick of our draft.
And once again, you stole my pick. Thank you very much. But I'm going to go with the auto clam. I like the auto clam because, like the Air Fusion, is not a whole lot of labor on your part as far as effort to lock it down. You lock it down and kind of walk away. It's going to release and open by itself. I can get a lot done with an auto clam. It's a very production-oriented type machine.
Okay. Good. So somehow my draft board here doesn't match yours. So who do we have next? I just want to make sure.
Nelson's up next.
Nelson. Okay.
All right. With my first pick, I'm going to take the Big Daddy, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Dual Fusion. Reason being, I'm going to be mass producing, different garments on both sides. So I want to use a big machine.
You got to get the sales for that first.
I'm going to get it.
So the Dual Air Fusion for Nelson. So 4 heat presses are off the board. This is kind of like the run-on running backs in a traditional
Exactly.
fantasy draft. So Zach, you're up. You gonna switch it or you gonna stick?
I'm actually, I'm going to stick.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, the reason that I'm going to stick is because, everybody's drafting heat presses. Most of the other technologies that are available for us to draft next require a heat press to finish, and I think just think it's important. So I'm going to go with our last heat press on the board, which is the Max Clam. It's the least expensive, which is actually kind of the way I wanted to run my draft anyway, so it worked out for me. I'm going with the Max Clam.
Okay, and it was intentional that only 5 heat presses were on the board because not everybody we didn't want everybody to just have a heat printing business. So, Mike, unfortunately, you're the odd man out here with the 6th pick of the draft.
Kind of chopped my legs off here.
So
but,
let's see which way you're going.
I think I do have an idea now which way I want to go. So with that being said, my first pick of the inaugural draft is going to be a screen print press.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Mike's going with screen printing.
Yes, sir.
And you're getting the actual screen print press, which means you're going to need an outlay of space. And you have a wraparound pick here, which means you get to take your second item
Yes,
first.
sir. So with that being said, having a screen print press, I do plan on getting a relatively large one. So I'm going to hire myself some production labor right off the bat.
Nice.
Okay.
You have a
excellent.
lot of money.
Yes, I do.
So just for
When you're on Stahls TV, you know.
Oh yeah, all the
pretty big deal.
the perks alone.
So just for some perspective, as Zach's preparing his next pick, Mike, a screen printing press, how does that differ than heat printing technology for our decorators?
Okay. Well, what a screen printing is, I mean, you need to burn screens for each color of the garment that's being applied. And then that screen comes down over the shirt, and then a squeegee is ran across, and that ink is pushed through the holes in that screen to lay that decoration down on the shirt.
So with such a big piece of equipment, I assume big orders is what you're looking for?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
High volume user.
He's
a
not
high.
trying to give away too much.
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. I smell this.
I'm more than ready for my next pick because a business can't be successful without sales. So I'm choosing a sales channel, and I'm going e-commerce.
Nicely played.
I like selling on the line. The Google is very helpful. So I'm investing in e-commerce sites, and not just a website, but one that actually can process orders to where I don't have to manually handwrite anything or touch that processing.
Okay, while Nelson's preparing his next pick, any tips for decorators when they're looking to start selling online?
Sure. Lots of tips looking to start to sell online. Most of it is going to come down, especially the business that we're in with customization, is finding the right software partner to generate and being able to preview the designs that you're going to be doing to where you can be hands-off. I know there's a software out there called InkSoft. They're actually one of the fastest growing companies in the state of New Mexico or Arizona.
Right.
I'm not sure where they're based out of. It was one of those two states. But it allows for a lot of personalization and also checkout on the back end to where I don't have to be involved in the sales process outside of getting people to the site.
Okay, excellent. All right, Nelson, you're up next with your dual air fusion. What are you going to pair with it?
With my dual air fusion, I am going to take the contract vinyl cutting.
Okay. Contract vinyl cutting. So just for perspective, we put in your business, or in most businesses that are successful, they do some decoration in-house and they contract a percentage out. You can't have everything in-house until you get to a certain maturity level in your business. So Nelson, why did you pick vinyl cutting to contract out?
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of single colors, and it's going to be real easy for me to just have the transfer sent to me, and then I can place 2 transfers down at one time and press them and take them off, so I can do 2 shirts at one time, so I speed up my productivity.
Okay, so with the dual air fusion, still buying into that increased productivity. And Bob, what are you going to pair with your auto clam?
Surprise, it's still here, but I'm excited to take the wide format print and cut.
Oh, it slid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so wide format print cut. This would be something like a VersaCam.
Like a VersaCam, and of course I'm opting for the 54-inch because it's going to be the most versatility. It's going to give me the ability to do full color graphics on any apparel, as well as the increased versatility of signs, banners, decals, all of those add-on sales. It's going to really increase my markets.
Good. I feel like I'm going to buy in to Zach's argument and say a sales channel, or at least awareness, is extremely important now. The other key is we are the entrepreneurs of the business, so we can participate in the business at some level. I'm pretty confident in my ability to realize sales for the business, but I need somewhere to drive that traffic where they can see and experience product, and I think social is the future. So I'm going to take a little curveball here before Courtney gets to pick, because I'm sure it's not going to be there when I pick next, and I'm going to pick a Facebook page. I think a Facebook page is a key for the way I'd like to go in my business. With the Air Fusion, glitter is just off of the charts, and so I think a Facebook page is a great way to reach that demographic that glitter products are going to appeal to.
Oh, wow.
How that work for you?
I
What
see
are you going to do with
Go
that?
ahead.
Just ate your lunch.
Yeah, so I've got secrets in my back pocket. So I'm going to pick for my next pick the Graphtex E6000. I'm going to go with a vinyl cutter. I'm going to be cutting a lot of custom graphics. My market, I'll give up a little information, is going to be glitter based, so I need that vinyl cutter to cut my own glitter transfers. So I was going to take the Facebook page after this, but since that's gone, do I want to take a sales channel? All right, I'm going to go with contract embroider. I'm pretty confident in my ability to jump in and help sell if needed, so I'm going to take the contract embroider. That way I have another avenue to offer my customers aside from just vinyl and heat transfers.
Okay, and so just for some additional perspective, from a contract standpoint, remaining on the list is contract DTG, contract screen printing, contract print cut. From a sales channel standpoint, there's still storefront and outside sales related. I won't go through the full list, but that's just a little perspective on what we're looking at here as available picks. So right now I have an Air Fusion, I have a Facebook page. I probably need some way to produce graphics in-house, unless I'm going to contract that out. I need some products to apply. So I think the most versatile technology still on the board is the desktop print cut. I love this technology. It's like a Roland BM20 because it takes up a very small outlay of space. It's pretty cost efficient to get into. And not only can it create full-color digital transfers for my business, but I can utilize the cut-only functionality of it to basically double as a vinyl cutter. So for that reason, I'm going to go with desktop print cut. All right, so Bob, you're up with an autoclam, and you have the Cadillac wide format print cut. What are you pairing with those two?
Well, I don't think I can stay home business very comfortably unless I move my bed out of the bedroom to put that printer in there. I want to keep my car in the garage, so I think I'm going to go with a storefront. I think I'm probably going to lean more towards, on top of all the versatility of the graphics and the signs and outdoor graphics, I'm probably going to be looking more like sports. So it's going to be important that I have a storefront there and really count on the mouth or the customer-to-customer referrals.
Okay. So Bob has a storefront. Nelson, you have a very nice heat press and some people to produce some vinyl cut graphics for you. What's next?
Well, Bob took my idea, so I guess I'm going to have to run with the outside sales channel.
Okay. Outside sales channel. So are you a believer in it, or is it just because it's last on the board? Give us your take on outside sales.
It's a little bit of both. Just in case I do end up growing, or if I'm just taking care of all the small orders, I would like to have someone else to, take control and try to find me bigger business to do for something else I have planned going on down the line in this draft.
Okay. All right. He's not giving up yet, but outside sales is definitely an opportunity. If you want to grow your business, hiring sales staff is one way to do that, whether you contract that out to an outside sales staff or bring your own outside sales team on board. Zach, what's next? And Max Clam and e-commerce, you're pretty lean right now.
Yeah, I'm going to continue the lean route and invest in a vinyl cutter. The other one that's left on the board is the Roland GS24. I see the e-commerce business is great for one-offs, and a vinyl cutter has an amazing return on investment based on what some of our customers have told us over these past few weeks at the Stahls TV open house. So definitely want to have a vinyl cutter in-house. Gives me flexibility to offer decals as well as heat transfer graphics.
Okay. All right, so Roland, a solid unit. Mike, you got back-to-back picks here,
Yes,
so
sir.
let's see if you're going to change the dynamics of the next round. You got a screen printing press, you got some production labor to pull those squeegees
Yes,
or
sir.
load the shirts. What's next?
All right, my next step, I'm going to partner that screen printing press with an embroidery machine.
I knew that was coming.
Oh!
Knew it was coming. You can't say screen print without saying embroidery.
Absolutely not.
All right, so screen printing and embroidery in-house with production labor to run it. What
Absolutely.
else fits in with that?
And I'm going to go ahead and keep on the equipment route, and I'm going with a sublimation printer.
My other one.
Yes.
Wow.
I want to start over.
That's that Stahls TV money.
All right. So let's hope Mike figures out a way to sell a lot because he certainly has a lot of overhead.
And
Yeah.
no heat press.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
a laser printer.
So interesting to see how that last pick of his draft will pan out. Quite a difference from Zach's team.
Yeah, quite the opposite. I'm actually going to go. I'm staying lean. I'm not investing any more cash, not major cash, into the business. I'm going to contract out DTG printing because I see the business as being one-offs. Full color definitely needs to be an option, and DTG works great for T-shirts, which I think I have some pretty cool T-shirt designs that I'd like to sell.
So interesting, setting up definitely with that sort of one-off mass customization retail strategy, whereas Mike is sort of the polar opposite at this point, where you have high-end production, other than sublimation, where it's more can be one-offs. I guess embroidery can be as well, but you have the screen printing press, a lot of equipment heavy. Okay, so good. If you guys want to chime in with any questions or comments, feel free to do that. We're going to throw a poll to you here in a little bit. Joe, if any comments come in, feel free to throw those out to us. Anything coming in yet? Okay, we're good. So Nelson, Dewar Fusion, contract vinyl cutting, and outside sales. What do we got next?
Well, since I have an outside sales team and I'm looking to grow my business, I'm going to go with the contract screen printers.
He's killing me, Smalls.
He knew it.
I got
Nelson,
nothing
I do
left.
have some openings in case you are concerned.
Yeah.
I've got nothing left.
Contract screen printer.
Yeah.
All right. So why contracting the screen printing?
Just if I have, mass orders instead of me, trying to press all of them, I can max that out and I can still, raise the volume of my business by having thousands of shirts screen printed at one time rather than me just doing, a 100-piece order.
Good. I'm buying it. I still think my business can beat yours, but I'm buying
All right.
the logic there.
Right now, we've got one more pick. We're going to see what happens.
All right, Bob. All right.
Well,
What do we got?
I'm totally depressed because 2 in a row went down the road, and I have no means now of doing really high volume. Well, the wide format will give me a good bit out of that, but I'm probably going to have to. Wow, I'm going to guess I'm going to have to go with the laser cutter.
Good choice.
I can already do the short runs with the inkjet solvent inkjet printer cutter, and I can do a substantial amount of high volume too. So this is going to help bring a whole nother channel of revenue in.
Now, decorators, I think in general, we haven't talked much about laser cutting on Stahls TV. What does a laser cutter do that a standard knife cutter won't do?
It's a real effective way of first of all, cutting twill, tackle twill for apparel, especially for your, for your professional type of uniforms. The reason we like a laser cutter, it's faster and more efficient, but it also sears the edge. There's there's no chance of fraying as in the wash when you do that. And you can also now get into laser engraving and etching and a lot more. There's a lot more things happening every day, adding more opportunity for a laser cutter.
So pretty good news for an apparel decorator or a laser cutter.
You can even cut the CAD cut with it too.
Okay, great. All right, so I have an Air Fusion, a Facebook page, a desktop print cut. I am also going to pull a little interesting pick here. I feel like I need a contract print cut as well. So I am going to double down on print cut and merchandising, digital technologies. The desktop print cut has a limited throughput, so rather than adding additional devices, I want to free up my production time and labor. I'm going to keep the desktop print cut for quick turn in-house stuff that I want to handle when time allows, but I want to make sure I have somebody to produce digital transfers for me, whether it's CAD prints from Stahls, whatever it might be, contract out print cut for the real volume work, and I'm happy to finish those with my Air Fusion. All right, Courtney, your last 2 picks of the draft to round out your business before you have to justify to us what your business is going to do and how you're going to make money.
All right, so I'm feeling pretty confident with what I have so far. I've got my heat press, my cutter, I've got some contract embroidery. I'm really trying to hit a niche market, so I feel like equipment investment-wise, I'm good. You guys have taken all my sales channels. I'm going to just...
Those would be our sales channels?
Never mind to start with. So I'm going to go with some versatility and add some platens for my next 2 picks. So my first one is going to be the 11 by 15 platen. I plan on decorating a lot of smaller garments, so that's going to allow me the versatility I want for that. And then I want to add more placements. I'm also going to do the leg and sleeve platen. I plan on pairing some items together and creating just some more versatility for the equipment I've already invested in.
Okay, can you just define a platen for those that may not be familiar with the terminology?
Yeah, so the heat press I bought, the Fusion heat presser that I drafted, allows me to change out the bottom platen where you load your shirt onto the heat press. So 11 by 15 is going to allow it to shrink the size so I can load more garments on that are smaller size that may not be able to fit on a 16 by 20. Same thing with the leg and sleeve. It's just going to allow me to print more of those types of items much quicker if I'm going to be offering larger orders to dance schools or cheer squads or something like that.
Okay, I appreciate that, and I was just really buying time for my next pick.
Sneaky.
While you have 2 platins, I'm going to go ahead and take the entire pillow pack.
You're crazy. You're crazy. You're
So
crazy.
although my machine does have quick change platins, there's not many more platin choices on the board. So I'm going to take a heat printing pillow pack, and what that will allow me to do is have all the various size pillows to really leverage the digital transfers that my business is going to be focused around. Printing sleeve placements, leg placements, youth garments, left chest garments, even small pouches on bags that you can put the pillow up into. That'll round out my team. I'll explain more about it later.
Okay.
Bob, last pick.
Well, I almost always offer this when I sell. Of course, I have the auto clam, and nothing works better with the auto clam than the caddy. So I'm going with the caddy, the standalone caddy, the pedestal type. Is going to give me a lot of versatility as far as threadability and just ease of use, and a lot of different things that I can do that I couldn't have done without that extra space around.
Okay, so a heat press caddy, for those of you that don't know, is basically a freestanding stand that makes your auto clam threadable.
Fully threadable, right. And gives you also a little bit of portability because it is on wheels. You can move it around. It's also adjustable in height, so I have various heights of users and operators. You can actually be more comfortable one to the other.
Okay, excellent. I wish I could trade my Air Fusion for your auto clam with heat press caddy right now.
Yeah, well, we can talk. We can talk later.
Because I like the portable idea. All right, Nelson, your last pick of the draft.
Yeah, I was leaning one way, but now I'm going to go another way. I'm going to be just like Courtney. I think I'm going to try to attack a certain niche market. So I'm going to go ahead and get the hat bill platen to go with my dual, so I can decorate, the bills of hats on one side. And if someone comes to me with a custom shirt, say a pair of shoes comes out and they want to match the shirt with the hat, I'm able to do that and customize and put a name on the top. So I'm going to go with this.
So you're telling me you can print shoes on the hat bill platen?
No.
Okay.
Just the colors.
Just the colors.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, Zach, what's your last pick?
Last pick's easy for me. Same reason Bob went with the pedestal caddy. I'm going with the tabletop caddy to make my Max Clam threadable and expand the range of items that I'm able to print.
Okay, so counter caddy.
Yep.
Good. All right, so Mike, you have a screen printing press, production labor, embroidery machine, sublimation printer. I don't know if there's any equipment left on the board, but if there is, I'm sure you'll find it.
There is. There's two ways of thought here that I could go, because we have a cap press still left, and I don't want to be without a heat press, because so I'm just going to go ahead on a limb. I'm going to take that cap press with my final pick, because I don't feel that I should be without a heat press. I know it's not the best heat press, but the nice thing about a cap press is, I could press some hats in a quick turn, and complement that with my embroidery machine. But also I could, do sleeves, the butt prints on shorts, even a left chest logo if I have to. I could quickly put that on my cap press. So I'm going to go ahead and take that to be not without a press.
All right, so cap press. And Nelson, I don't know if you've heard this one because you're haven't been here as long as the other. Have you ever heard of the CAP press? It's not a cap press, it's a CAP press.
No.
You know why they call it that?
What?
Because it can't apply practically anything.
No.
All right. So anyways, that's my bad attempt at a joke. Somebody else.
You should have left it with them.
All right. So I understand there's a few questions. So before we gear up to look on camera and summarize why you should rate our team high, let's take those questions, Joe.
Okay, the first question is actually for you, Josh, since you chose the Air Fusion. They're asking if you could recommend an in-house quiet air compressor.
Yeah, actually, we sell an air compressor that is pretty quiet. And the nice thing is, depending on what PSI you're pressing at, that tank doesn't have to be full a lot, especially if you're doing low-pressure applications like performance fabrics, whatever it might be. You equipment guys actually may have a little bit more feedback on specifics, but like a pancake style compressor, June Air, I think makes a really nice one that runs quiet. I mean, it's a high-end, little higher dollar figure,
right.
But June Air, I think that's JUN Air, makes a really nice one. All right, what other questions?
Okay, for Bob, they want to know if a laser cutter is more economical than a rotary cutter, and can it cut the same material as the laser?
That's a rotary cutter, like a rotary engraver, I'm assuming we're talking about. It's going to be very similar, yes. The rotary engraver is actually more of a drill type of thing. It has like a type of a drill bit done more to engrave the hard goods, and they're also using it originally for rhinestone templating before the sticky flock became very popular. I still think that the laser cutter is going to be your overall most versatile because it has a lot more. Because I'm also going to go into trophies and awards with my sports format here. So yeah, rotary engraver has its place. It's somewhat limited, so I definitely like the laser engraver or the laser cutter.
Okay, good. All right, and last question.
We were asked which machine is good for shoe and hat press.
Okay, so really you can, if you have the right attachment, the hat bill platen and the shoe platen, which are two separate platens, you can fit those on any of the presses with quick change. So the Fusion, the Air Fusion, the Dual Air Fusion, the Auto Clam, the Max, any press can be compatible with those. You just want to shy away from the 11x15 format of the press because that may limit you on reaching the sort of outer extremities of that platen to get a good application. Any other questions?
We just got one more in. They're asking Courtney as to how would she get the outside sales channel.
So I actually I don't have an outside sales channel. So sales-wise, I'm either going to be stuck by myself selling, but my other avenue that is secret that I'm going to bring in, since it wasn't on the draft board, so technically it's open to be used, is going to be
free agency.
Yeah, so I'm going to draft a free agent of a third-party site, like an Etsy.com or an eBay or something like that, where I can sell. It's a little bit different. It's than maybe a web-based website where you're drawing in e-commerce orders, but I can actually use that as my sales channels to bring in business while I use my equipment in my home-based shop, my Fusion, and my cutter to create my graphics and my garments.
Okay, good. So with that, we're going to kind of try to sell you on how great our individual teams are. And obviously keep in mind, we'd all love to have e-commerce sales channels and some things that are on other people's teams. But with the format of this, we had to stick to it. We weren't allowed to add free agents in the draft, just saying. But we'll let her break the rules on that one. So let's deliver it on camera while your team is the best. And whoever wants to go, give it a whirl. Who wants to rip first?
I can go first.
All right, Bob, go for it.
I'm actually pretty pleased with my selections, everything that happened here. I have, to me, the most versatile. First of all, I have the heat press that I like. I have a heat press that gives me production capability and ease of use without wearing me out. Very quick and easy to operate. I have the wide format print and cut, which gives me a whole variety of avenues as far as markets go, from heat transfer for all, any fabric, any color, any quantity, whether it be volume or short runs. I can handle that. Now I'm already thinking I'm going to gear towards a sporting goods type of store. Not just sporting goods, but the support for the fan wear and the schools and everything that goes along with that. I am a storefront. I have a storefront. I look like a storefront, but not really one. I have a storefront. I have a storefront business. So I'm counting on face-to-face, building relationships, repeat customers coming back, really gaining their trust and getting good referrals. As you notice, I don't have any real outside sales, but the best sales are referrals from satisfied customers. So I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at. It's very traditional, but it has proven to work for a lot of years.
So are you buying that? So here's what we're going to do. Joe's going to launch a poll.
And I'm cute.
Bob's, yeah, right? You definitely just dropped your rating. So Joe's going to launch a poll. What we want you to do is rank Bob's team, and I'll review it for you, from a 1 to 5 scale, 5 being the best setup in business. So rank him where you think he ranks on a 1 to 5. He has an auto clam, a wide format print cut, he has a storefront, a laser cutter, and a heat press caddy, and you heard his pitch on how he's going to succeed in business and his strategy. So rank that between 1 and 5. Are we good? Do we have a good poll? Okay, so we're going to give you some time to vote here. And don't worry about hurting his feelings. We do it all the time.
5. I'm a pretty sensitive guy.
I think one nice opportunity you have too with that storefront and that equipment is some on-the-spot customization that you can offer as well.
Thanks. Now it's a 6.
Mike's trying to buy him a vote.
Right.
All right. Did we have the majority of the audience to vote? You want to share those results out with us?
Yeah, the way the voting came in, we had 0% with the number 1, 6% voting number 2. You're an okay team.
Whatever.
Then we're tied for a good and great team at 44% each.
So 44%, is that a 3 and a 4?
That's
each?
correct. Yes. And then 6% saying a perfect team.
Oh. Did you invite your family to join?
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, so we're going to, I think the average of that, we're going to rank you somewhere around 3.7, just doing some quick math, because it was between a 3 and a 4, and you had a couple 5s in there to balance it out. So 3.7 for Bob's team. All right, who wants to make the next pitch? Good job.
Yay.
All right, I'll make the pitch then.
Pitch away.
Okay, so here's my business and why you should rank at a 5. Number 1 is I have a Facebook page. So I have a great way to attract clients and show them what I can offer. I plan to take photos of every job that goes out the door and share that with followers and let it go viral. Word of mouth and referrals are one of the best way to gain new customers. And with Facebook, sharing is limitless. You can reach an audience that you've never reached before. I also plan to focus on reaching small businesses, typically with promotional products or full-color logos. This is why I've invested in a small format print cut technology for low quantity, quick turn business, for small business that have 6, 12, 18, 24 employees. And I also paired that with contract print cut, so when I get a large order, which is bound to come when they see the quality of print cut finishes, I'm going to be able, you guys buying this? I'm going to be able to order the transfers and basically keep up with the production with my Air Fusion. It's a fast machine, it's easy to use, and I got the pillow pack that's going to allow me to customize with a logo anywhere, because it's no longer just about left chest for small business, it's customizing anywhere and everything. And Courtney wants me to wrap it up, but I think I'll be very successful in business. I'm going to help sell for the business, and I hope you'll rate me a 5. I watched the debates.
just
I feel like you're on
just
Shark
for the
Tank,
record,
man.
I didn't beg for any numbers. I'm not,
You said I'm cute.
I did say that, but it was a matter
The
of fact.
camera doesn't lie there, Courtney.
All right, so polls launched, I assume. All right.
Oh, the fact that he went viral already after just drafted and he immediately went viral.
It's crazy how quickly things.
It's crazy.
The
Pleasure to
groundswell.
meet you, Mr. Trump.
Yes. No, thank you.
Aren't you worried a little bit about going only through Facebook, that you won't have as wide a reach as you would going
With a
only
URL,
traditional
yeah,
ways?
yeah.
I'm not on Facebook. I'd never find you.
Neither am I.
Yeah, well, that would put you on the short list of people that aren't, because the majority of folks are on Facebook, especially when you look at millennials. An interesting survey, an independent survey that went out from, I believe it was from, gosh, I'm not going to remember the source off the top of my head, but basically there was a survey that went out to a group of people, and the most influential website out there, the website you participate most in, and it was just a write-in vote, and 60% of millennials said Facebook, basically saying they're on that. That was the highest write-in vote since a favorite athlete, which was Michael Jordan, was at 30%. So Facebook literally was double the popularity of Michael Jordan in his prime. So
Wow.
you guys better get on
Nice.
board.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't.
All right, so we got to wrap it up.
Wasn't
They're
an
giving me
that wasn't an e-commerce thing.
All right,
You
they're
go
giving
in
me
there
the
to
wrap.
check family pictures.
All right, Joe, what are the
So the
votes?
results are 5% say you have an okay team.
Which is what,
40
2?
Yes, 2. 43% feel that you have a good team. 33% say you have a great team. And 19% feeling it's a perfect team.
Oh.
All right, so
Okay.
I'm not good
That was
at
pretty middle of
averages.
the road.
Let me work on the math on that while the next person gives their pitch.
That was pretty middle of the road.
You think I hurt myself by giving that pitch?
I think you did.
All right.
I think you did.
All right, I'll go. I feel like we're all playing battling. So I came in, of course, you always come in repping the person that you want the most in your draft. So I came in repping Cactus Glitter Flake. So got my heat press, I got my Graph Tech. I am planning on cutting a ton of Catgut Glitter Flake, a ton of rhinestones, bling stuff, and I'm going to sell the female market. So I gave a little bit of information earlier about selling through Etsy. I'm going to use that as well as myself for my sales channel. And I'm just going to be selling a ton of ladies' garments, gift ideas, and a lot of different products for spirit wear, dance apparel, and things like that with my business. Surprise.
So you plan on a pretty high profit margin per piece, so you really have to do a ton of volume, but just making the sales per piece is going to be great for you.
Yep. And I'm also going to be doing this home base, so I'm not going to be having a huge
Next to no overhead.
Okay, so let's launch that poll on Courtney's team. By the way, I scored a 3.9, which is just 0.2 higher than Bob.
We didn't really total mine, we just guessed.
Actually, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. It would have been a 3.5.
Like I said,
On the real total.
like I said, 3.7 is good. Thanks.
We're going to do real totals when we leave here.
Okay. So Courtney's results should be wrapping up. Got the majority of the audience. Joe, go ahead and share the results.
Okay, so Courtney's the first one to actually have percentages in the lacking team. We have 6% that felt your team was lacking. 0% said your team was okay. 39% voted number 3, saying it was a good team. 33% saying a great team. And then 22% saying it's a perfect team.
Hey,
That's
not
not
bad.
bad.
That's not
Sleeper.
bad.
She's famous on YouTube. You guys like her.
Yeah. That's okay.
It was the glitter.
Yeah.
The glitter got
Somebody
me.
really doesn't like you.
I invited my family too.
That was a good one.
All right. Well, given that you got 22% in the highest category and I only got 9%, just rough math, I'm going to rate you at a 4.1, which so far is leading the board.
Winner,
All
winner.
right.
Chicken dinner.
Next pitch.
I guess I'll
Go,
go.
Nelson.
All right. Well, I'm just going to feed up off what Courtney said. Since she's selling bling, I'm capable of selling all the CAD-CART products, not just the bling. So, of course, I'm going to be home-based as well with my dual. I'm going to be in the garage. I have a 2-car garage, right?
Yep.
Three.
Huh?
You might want a 3-car.
No. Two's enough.
Park
Two-car
outside.
garage is enough. I have the contract vinyl cutting. I also have the hat bill platen, where I'm going to be able to decorate ladies' hats with glitter flake. I can also do guys' names on hats with numbers, graduation hats. I can put that on the top and the bottom of the bill. And I can do the shirt that goes with it as well. I also have the contract screen printer. So if someone calls me and they want to do 1,000 shirts, I'm able to get that, bring it into my house, and then sell it to them or ship it to them straight from there. So I really don't have too much overhead. That's probably my highest cost would be the screen printing, sending it out. And other than that, rate of 5.
All right. All right. Go ahead and launch that poll for Nelson's team. We know we're running a little bit longer than our typical 30-minute mark, but we appreciate you all sticking with us for our inaugural fantasy print draft. We're having fun. We hope you are.
The draft always goes longer than you think it's going to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially the football.
This is when people start walking out and
We-
saying, I'll just call in my last couple picks.
But we do have sloppy joes waiting.
Yes.
We do.
Lots of other food, too.
All right. And
All right, Sloppy Joe.
perfect transition. Let's go to Sloppy Joe Kaczynski for our results.
You're welcome.
For Nelson's team, we have 6% lacking, 12% say it's an okay team, 29% saying it's a good team, 35% saying a great team, 18% perfect team.
It's going to be close.
Good. I like your contract screen printing. Nice job. All right, so what do we have there? It looks like you're still going to be a little bit lower than Courtney on the overall rankings because you had some weights that drug you down there. So I think overall you're looking to fall at a 3.9 as well.
Is it 3.97?
Sorry, we just go one decimal point out. Yeah.
Right. still
It would have been, but
one
the
way.
East Germans gave you a lower rating.
All right, so Zach or Mike? I know one of you is trying to go last, so somebody fire.
I'll go next.
Okay.
So I was always told that the point of being in business is to make money, and I think my corporation is positioned to make money quickly. I have very low investment on the front end. I don't have to pay a sales team. I can make really high margins by going direct to customers and not contracting out to anybody else. And my e-commerce site opens me up to selling to the whole country, maybe even internationally, if I want to. And I have a lot of versatility with the vinyl cutter and also offering full color options with the DTG. So I'm going to spend my money on Google AdWords to bring people to the site and deliver well. So I'll be making money after month 1.
All right. You buying that, Courtney, or are you falling asleep?
He lost me.
All right, so go ahead and rank it from 1 to 5.
It's a big word.
I want to revote.
Now that you heard them all, can we put this in
Yeah.
perspective?
Forgot something.
All right,
I mentioned how cute I was.
a couple more seconds here to cast your vote. close it off.
What do we actually get for winning?
First,
Pat on the
For Team Zach, 0% say it's a lacking team.
Thank you.
19% say it's okay.
Eh.
31% says it's a good team. 44% saying a great team. And 6% perfect.
mm,
All right. I'm going to have to do some math there. Mike, go ahead and do your pitch.
All right. Well, since I was limited right out of the gate without a heat press, I knew I was going to have to go a different route than all these folks. So with the heavy equipment investments that I've made, I'm obviously going to go, I'm going to be the contract decorator. So I already have 2 customers over here to my left already. And I already got a job working with Courtney doing some embroidery. And also Nelson, he had a big 250-piece run of screen print. So I already got that in the bag right now. So, so what I'm going to do, I mean, I also have a sublimation printer to offer some additional sublimation prints for folks to decorate polyester.
He's walking out with orders.
And also some hard goods and things of that nature. So, you know, I think I got a nice, well-rounded business for myself without having the ability to heat press and my production staff to run all this equipment. So, and I know eventually down the road, Bob, Josh, Zach, they're all going to need some contract decorating as well. You know, so as soon as we get off camera here, I'm going to make some sales with those folks. So, thanks a lot. Give me a 5.
All right. So, if you want to cast your vote for Mike, and while you're doing that, Mike, you want to tell us a little bit about your unique jersey you're wearing there?
Well, the jersey I'm wearing here, since I could not find my Steelers jersey to support the team as well, but this is a decorated jersey that were some new styles of lettering that we're offering here at Stahls. So just modeling this here as well. So let me do a quick turn.
oh, please.
my God.
We know you can't see it
Here we
because
go.
the poll is launched. You'll have to do that again for us.
Nice.
Turn again. All right, let's close off the poll and share the results. By the way, Zach got a 3.5, which is our lowest so far.
It's all right. It doesn't have to be great. I'm going to make money month 1.
All right.
Me too. Me too.
It's just 2 and 3 that would be a problem.
Slide on the set.
Okay, so from
This is gonna be
Team
brutal.
Mike, 0% lacking.
That's good.
28% say you're okay.
Mm.
17% say it's a good team. 28% great team. And 28% say you're a perfect team.
Ooh. Sleeper.
All right, so that's wow. There's a big range there.
That is.
28% are believers and 28% are non-believers, basically just okay.
That's a wash.
Yeah, that's a wash. So I got to take the average of
The 28 and 17.
yep, which basically I'm going to say lands us somewhere around 3.7.
6.
All right, so
Try to get him
final
down one.
results of our fantasy draft. First place is Courtney at 4.1.
Whatever.
Tied
I mean,
for second
yeah,
place
Courtney.
is myself and Nelson at 3.9. Tied for third place are Bob and Mike at 3.7. And bringing up the end is Zach at 3.5.
Awesome.
Now, obviously, you can't predict the success of a business from the very start. The important thing is planning and actually executing on your plan. So while Courtney will celebrate now, time will tell which business will be successful. Okay, so we thank you for joining our Stahls TV morning show and having a little fun with us at our fantasy print draft. And we invite you to join us next week. We'll be back to talking about business strategy. Thanks for watching.